Welcome to the Arbus Experience Podcast. The podcast is where we follow the lives of students in the Arbus program at the University of Waterloo. Learn about overcoming the challenges and hear funny stories along the way. My name is Selena, and today I'm here with my Arbus 400 capstone group.
Hi.
So, let's get started. What skills did you bring to the table from past experience?
I feel like one of the things that I brought to the table was my willingness to learn. I think when you're interested in wanting to learn new things, it automatically makes what you do better. Other things would be my work ethics and possibly a different perspective, since I'm not experienced in anything similar to what we're doing right now. I had a new and different mindset towards our decisions that were being made.
I feel like one of the main things that I brought to the table was my background in finance. No one in the team here had dealt with such financials before, and having a undergrad degree in economics and special finance it brought things into perspective where I could judge the numbers and help us better track our strategy.
What was your greatest lesson from this experience?
One of my biggest lessons was taking the time in group meetings just to talk to each other as friends and really truly getting to know each other. It's important to actually know your team members because one, it can improve team harmony, and it can give you an idea of their work ethic, and also you get to know what's going on in each other's lives. For example, if somebody has a really busy weekend, if the rest of the group actually knows about it from chatting to each other, they can help offload some of the stress and share the workload. What about you?
My greatest strength was teamwork and time management. For me personally, while having a full course load, creating an agenda really helped for each meeting because it helped keep me on track, and I could refer back to it at any time, and it showed me the importance of organization and planning in order to be successful. What skills did you develop along the way?
One of the skills I developed throughout the semester was oral communication. When I say this, I mean presentation skills, as it is a major component. I never thought I would be good at presentations, as I had not done one in a few years, but having so many in one class gained my confidence in speaking in front of a crowd.
The skills that I developed, I would say it'd definitely be decision making and critical thinking. Be it through forecasting or applying round decisions. It's a mix of modeling and creating our own decision evaluation, because critical thinking on the spot is very important. They're important parts of a consulting career, and we'll need to face diverse and complex situations when we get there. It also helps me become more persuasive in explaining myself. For instance, when I have a gut feeling on why I believe one instance is the best, I need to be able to support myself. In our roundtable meetings, I can see this facilitating discussions, so we can ensure that we're looking at different angles and perspectives, and this also helps, not to mention with our time saving, as we're forming some kind of decision criteria.
Sonia, what was your greatest challenge?
I think one of the greatest challenges for me, and I think the rest of the group felt it as well, was in regards to long-term planning. In past Arbus courses, we're often taught how to do a current task, but not how to use knowledge that we've gained from the course to plan for an act that we'll do later. Even in this course, we were taught how to long-term plan for our strategy, but not how to plan for specific decisions in the long run. So this was a first instance where our entire group was doing detailed long-term planning, and something that we had to learn on our own. Once we were able to understand the simulation better, long-term planning and forecasting became a bit easier, but I know it's something that I still am going to have to practice at before I become comfortable with it.
For me, I think the biggest challenge, or I guess for the team, the biggest challenge was when we crumpled up in years 3 to 6, where we started making negative returns and we fell under pressure, I guess. It was harder to make the decisions because we were afraid every time we make a negative return, and so we became more risk averse, I guess, and this kind of got to us that what happens if we make a negative profit or we don't do well on sales. And so I think that was the biggest challenge of coming, but we actually did overcome it, and we ensured that our profits were positive throughout the next few years, and we did well as a team.
Alright, last question for this segment. If you could redo this experience, what would you change?
Well, going off from Sonia's challenge, and I guess the general theme of this podcast from all these responses, if I could redo this experience, I would have looked into more long-term planning, beyond just defining a strategy. Knowing what we know now from the simulation, we're thinking to ourselves, oh, we could have set ourselves better up for R&D had we done this rounds before. We kept this in mind, and We did great. I can attest that to our great year 8 results, but with a more nuanced and less, I guess, myopic vision, we might have benefited from more peace of mind.
Okay, so that's all for now. We will be back with our next segment after a word from our sponsors.